Easy Eating Tribe, good afternoon. How is everybody? Everyone's well, I hope. I have to say, this week was so awesome. When I did all the check-ins, there's so many wins. You guys are doing so awesome, and it just makes me so happy. And it's not just about the weight loss. You know, I have a lot of you telling me my energy level is great. I'm sleeping better. I can't believe all the food I get to eat. I'm actually enjoying my food while I lose weight. Like, this is so awesome. My phone keeps saying low battery mode. Okay, I hope it doesn't crap out on me while I'm doing this. So anyway, that made my week. I am just so happy about that. You guys are doing so awesome. And today I'm doing good. I'm really missing my daughter today. In case some of you don't know my daughter, my oldest daughter Danielle moved to Florida, her and her husband, at the beginning of the summer. So I've seen her once or twice since then, but it's been over a month now since I last saw her, and we are really close. So even though we FaceTime, today I'm just really missing her. So I have on I Miss Danielle's shirt. She gave me this shirt before she left, and I always loved the color of it when she wore it, and she didn't really care for the color, so she gave it to me before she left. But anyway, let's talk about carbs today. So carbs, how to use them to your advantage, how to place them throughout your day. Carbs basically are what create glucose. It's your main source of energy, and especially if you are an active person, like many of you are, especially for CrossFitters. We put out such a high amount of energy, and basically our bodies run on glucose and carbs for that energy. So with that being said, so many of you, when starting out, a lot of you really didn't have a lot of weight to lose or don't have a lot of weight to lose. And one of your main goals was to learn how to eat healthy. So yes, you do have a lot of carbs in your diet now, but carbs, you know, when you hear the word carbs, you think, oh, bread, crackers, cookies, ice cream, pretzels, potato chips. Yes, those are carbs. A lot of them are refined carbs, but you can make 80% of the carbohydrates that you take in per day healthy whole foods. So we're going to talk about that. All right, so carbs, you'll notice, I'm sure you've already noticed, that there's major differences in the volume of carbs. So you have your low carb. We're talking, let's talk fruits and vegetables right now. We're talking whole healthy foods, fruits and vegetables, not processed, okay? Everything as close to nature as possible. So you have your low carb fruits and vegetables, which would be like, say, lettuce and cabbage, broccoli, strawberries. These are very low in carbs, so they're high in volume when you add them to your meals. In other words, you can put, let's say, 4 cups of lettuce on your plate. Say you're making a salad, right? And you're putting like 4 cups of lettuce on your plate. You've got maybe, I don't know, 5 carbs. And then you're gonna add some tomatoes, a couple of slices of tomatoes, 3-4 slices of tomatoes. Okay, so that adds another couple of carbs. Then you're gonna put some broccoli in there, a couple of carbs. So as you'll notice, you've got a plate full of vegetables, and you're getting a huge bang for your buck with your numbers because it's not many carbs at all. So those are the kind of carbs that you want to use for volume. And you should be using those in each of your meals. Not solely, other carbs as well, we'll get to that. but you do want to be using those in each of your meals. So in other words, for breakfast, if you're making an omelet, right, you can put a cup of spinach in there, baby spinach, and that's only, a couple of carbs. But you've got, let's say 50 grams of spinach, a couple of carbs. I like to put spaghetti squash in my omelets. I can put a cup of spaghetti squash, put that in, and then my egg whites in that, make an omelet. And that spaghetti squash is only like maybe 7 or 8 carbs, but it's a lot of volume. Same thing with cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice, I use that all the time. You can eat 2 cups of cauliflower rice, and it's about 8 carbohydrates. So a lot of volume for a low amount of numbers. So you always want to incorporate those in your meals. It makes your meals more filling and gives you more volume in your meals. Then you have your high carb vegetables. Berries, those would be some of your low carb fruits. So if you're putting that in a smoothie or using fruits in the morning, having it on the side with your omelet or eggs or whatever, those are low carb, high volume fruit as well. Any kind of berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. Okay, and then you have your high carb foods. So your high carb vegetables and fruits would be things like sweet potatoes, rice, oatmeal, bananas. So in other words, a banana, depending on the size of your banana, probably at least 25 carbs, at least. Sweet potato, that can range anywhere from 25 to like 50 carbs, depending on the size and weight of your sweet potato. Rice, a half a cup of rice, cooked rice, 3/4 cup of cooked rice, you're looking at almost 40 carbs. Now compare that to the cauliflower rice, where you can have, let's say, 2 cups for 8 carbs. So do you see what I mean with the volume and the different numbers at play? So you want to have a nice mixture of both. So if you're having sweet potato, or say baked sweet potato, or you're cutting them up and making baked sweet potato fries, with that, since that's a high carb food, incorporate a low carb vegetable into that meal as well. So if you're having sweet potato fries, maybe you'd want to have something like some sauteed cabbage or something like that. Low carb and high carb. Incorporate them both into the same meal. Especially if you're a person that finds that they're hungry a lot throughout the day. How much fresh food are you eating? Are you making all of your carbs, or a good amount of your carbs, these higher carb foods? Now that would be like the vegetables, like I said, sweet potato, bananas, butternut squash, things like that. Those are high carb, but also high carb would be like your breads, pastas, things like that. So the carbs are high, it will use up a lot of your numbers, but you're not going to get much as far as a portion or a serving size goes. So try and incorporate both to make your meals a little bit bigger and a little more satisfying. I don't know about you, but I like to eat a lot of food. So I kind of mix it up with high and low carb. So if you're finding that you're hungry throughout the day, look at your food log. Are you eating enough volume? It might just be that you need to eat more fresh, or incorporate more of the lower carb fruits and vegetables in there to make more volume. Nutrient dense foods, such as what we just discussed, we follow the 80-20 rule, which you've all heard me talk about. You want 80% of your day to be nutrient dense foods. The other 20% of your day, which would include your daily treat, whatever that is that you're having, and any other small amount would be things that might come out of a bag or a box, cookies, pretzels, things like that. But with 80% of your day being nutrient dense, you're eating really, really healthy. So if 80% of your day is nutrient dense and you're eating a lot of fresh food, that 20% that you're treating yourself, hey, you definitely deserve it because you're working hard to eat healthy. So how to fit it all in, you know, some of you say, oh, it's so much food, it's a lot of food, I can't make the numbers, I have all of this leftover. So spread it out during the day. Super key to this whole thing, as we say, is your planning. You have to plan it ahead. You have to spread it out through the day. One of our easy eating girls and I had a conversation last week, and she has a problem with forgetting to eat. Some people actually forget to eat. Set an alarm. Put an alarm in your phone so that you remember, okay, it's 2 hours, I need to have something to eat. You're gonna feel so much better as well if you spread all of your nutrients out during the day. Your body's going to consistently get nutrients. And when you do that, your body is much more willing to let go of body fat. Whereas if you're just eating, you know, a huge meal at dinner time or trying to stuff all of your food down your throat, in the second half of the day, number one, it's no fun. And number two, you know, your body and your stomach don't really like that either. So, what I'm going to put out there for you guys is I want you to, over the next week and a half, I want you to try and achieve 500 grams of fresh food in your diet daily. So fresh, nutrient-dense food. Fruits, vegetables, 500 grams. So let that be your target. That's not a super, super massive amount. That would be like the normal amount that the normal person should eat. And once you're getting that 500 grams, if you're not getting that and you're at like 300 right now, once you start taking in that 500, you are going to notice a difference in how you feel. And you will feel much more satiated and you'll have more energy. Okay, so that is your challenge, number one, 500 grams. And I also want you to, this coming week, make something new that you haven't made before. My dogs are gonna start going crazy in a minute because I just heard the UPS guy. So those are your two challenges, 500 grams, sorry, and 500 grams and make a new food. I want you to post in the group whatever your new food is that you're trying. And I want it to be not a whole meal, something fresh. Vegetable, fruit, a way you prepared it, a way you made it. Take a picture of it, post it in the group. Okay, have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you soon.